Hey everyone, Blugoblin here. Thank you for joining me for this very late comic book review, in which I'm going to review comics that came out in the week of June 28th, 2017. Yeah, late again. What you gonna do? Got a lot to go through, so I'm gonna try again to go through these as quickly as I can. However, it might not be such a quick review considering I probably got a lot of ranting to do in this episode. You have been warned. But if you're one of those viewers that likes to hear me rant, then I think you'll like this. We're going to start with Marvel. We're going to start with Amazing Spider-Man number 747. I don't give a rat's ass what Dan Slott's logic is. I don't give a rat's ass what Marvel thinks the proper logic is. The fact that they're going to go back to the legacy numbering for this title later on down the line, and I called it. I knew Marvel was going to do this. I knew Marvel was going to go back to the legacy numbering and get it fucking wrong. They're going to go back, I think they said around 789. I'm sorry, but when was the last time Superior Spider-Man was part of the Amazing Spider-Man? I mean, if you're going to use that logic, why don't you count Spectacular Spider-Man as part of Amazing Spider-Man? Or count Web of Spider-Man, or Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, or Sensational Spider-Man, or hell, Ultimate Spider-Man, or the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Why don't you count them along with Amazing Spider-Man? But in your eyes, it only seems to matter with Superior. So what the fuck ever. You're taking the volumes of Amazing Spider-Man and you're using Superior Spider-Man as part of the Amazing Spider-Man library. That makes no goddamn sense. And I knew Marvel was going to do this. I knew Marvel was going to get their own shit fucking wrong. Fuck you, Dan Slott, and fuck you, Marvel, for blatantly insulting our intelligence with this. But on to this book. It's a tie-in to Secret Empire. Okay, so what's going on in here? Dr. Octopus. How many fucking times do we gotta go back to this son of a bitch? Can we please take a break from fucking Doc Ock? It always comes back to Doc Ock. He's not even Spider-Man's most signature villain. Last time I checked, it was the Green Goblin. The Green Goblin was the true #1 arch enemy to the Amazing Spider-Man. It's not Dr. Octopus. What the fuck ever. So we got into this whole. We're going into this stupid make a choice scenario where, you know, Spidey's dealing with Doc and he's like, oh, you got a choice. You got to deal with me or go save your friends, or you can report to the Avengers because the thing with Steve Rogers is fixing to break out. And it's like, I found myself not giving one good goddamn about what's going on in here. It's really sad. My favorite superhero of all time has one of the worst books on the shelves today. It's really sad. I'm not even going to dignify this with a fucking score. It gets that. Fuck that book and fuck Marvel for screwing that character up. Let's move on to Jean Grey number 3. This one was actually really good. This was really good. It's basically Jean having a chit-chat with Namor. And must we forget, Namor, what a dick. I don't understand why or how Namor came back after being fucking decapitated. But, oh well, it's Marvel. Marvel don't give two fucks about characters' death unless your name is Uncle Ben or Gwen Stacy. But the fact of the matter is, last time I saw Namor, but now all of a sudden he's back. Somebody fill me in on when the fuck he came back and how the fuck he came back, and somebody let me know if I'm supposed to give a damn. The fact of the matter is, the character interaction here was very good. It was very strong. and to see Jean have a psychic outburst so well done, it was really, really, really entertaining. Despite the fact that Namor's back, despite that, this is still pretty decent issue, and I really enjoyed it. I give it a 3.5. All right, let's move on to Spider-Gwen number 21. Still a fantastic title, really, really well done. But however, this series does have its hits and misses. There are some times where this thing hits the nail right on the head, and there are times that this feels just kind of feels there. This issue wasn't 100% sold on it, but it still was done fairly well. You know, Gwen trying to help Harry and everything like that, and the Earth 6-5 Wolverine coming in. Thought it was well executed, but what really sold it for me was Murdoch and that cliffhanger involving George Stacy. Nice. I'll barely give it a 3.5 at the very best. Secret Empire, number 5. Fuck you, Marvel. Just fuck you. Next. XMen Blue, number 4. Number 6, excuse me. By the way, fuck this book with all the ridiculous returns that have no build, no explanation whatsoever. And just, fuck this story. Okay, X-Men Blue number 6. This was decent. This was fine for what it was. Definitely one of the weaker issues for X-Men Blue, but it was still pretty good. Focuses on a group of characters that Jean's team come across, and once they realize that they're dealing with someone that's got claws, and once they figure out that he's a Wolverine's son, they's like, well, we will help you out of respect for Patch, which was one of Logan's old alter egos from back in the day. It was good. I kind of giggled a little bit at the last line of the book. I was like, kind of cute. Not a bad issue, but certainly one of the weaker issues of the series. But we're only 6 issues in, so it's really kind of harsh for me to say that, but it was still alright. I give it a 3 out of 5. Alright, let's go on to the indie stuff. We're going to start with Alternate Comics. We're going to start with Scrimshaw, number 1. And they're the good guys. The good guys are basically the pirates. And, look, I'm not going to sit here and gush and just say everything that Alternate Comics does is good. Not everything they do is great. This, for me, in my personal honest opinion, was the weakest of the Alternate Comics that I have read. This is easily my least favorite title right now from Alternate Comics. But that doesn't mean this was bad. I just wasn't feeling this as much as the other Alternate Comics that I have been getting. Lila Dark is still my favorite. Amazing Age is incredible. Mother Russia was good. But not everything's going to be a winner. And unfortunately, this for me was not a winner. This was pretty much an average read at best. No disrespect to the team that worked on this, because I know the teams for this title and for this publisher probably busted their asses to get these titles out there, and I got to give them mad respect for that. They don't have millions of dollars backing them up like groups like Marvel and DC. Now this is pretty much as indie as you can get. But it wasn't a bad issue. I'll just say that. It just felt kind of average. I'll give it a 2 to a 2.5 at best. Oh boy. The only thing I like about this book is the cover that I got. WWE number 6. This is the Ravishing Rick Rude cover. Look, with all due respect to the people that work on this, for me, is easily the worst issue of the WWE comic book series that's out so far. We're only 6 issues in, and I can easily say, without question, this is the worst issue. Too much focus on wrestlers I don't like Dean Ambrose and Sasha Banks, and it's like the writers have never actually watched a wrestling match. It's like there's a scene in here where Sasha Banks is hitting what looks like a heart attack. One of the old moves that Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation used to do. You know, when Jim the Anvil Neidhart would have them, and Bret would come flying. It looked like a clothesline, reverse, looked like a backward bulldog. The book called it a DDT. And there's also a scene in here where somebody's got someone in a submission hold. In a submission hold. And the referee counts 1, 2, 3. Since when the fuck do you win a match by a 3 count while holding a submission hold? It looked like a crippler crossface. And it's like they got the wrestler in the hold like that. 1, 2, 3, you lose. And I'm like, what? And since when? Here it is right here. Here it is right here. 1, 2, 3. No. Oh, there's something else in here. Hold on. Too much emphasis on Sasha and Dean. It's like, okay, see, there's the DDT spot. That's not a DDT. That looks more like a clothesline / heart attack. And over here, you got Dean Ambrose hitting his original Dirty Deeds that he no longer fucking does on Dolph Ziggler during his WWE Championship run. And he's pinning Dolph's chest to the mat for the 3 count. Who the fuck? Guys, have you not watched pro wrestling before? This was ridiculous. If you're going to write a book, if you're going to write a comic series about pro wrestling, at least watch the fucking product. This was ridiculous. And I didn't give a fuck about Dolph Ziggler. Well, I don't give a fuck about Dolph Ziggler anyway. But I don't give a fuck about Dean Ambrose. I don't give a fuck about Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is not a woman. She looks like a little girl. She looks like she's 13. I'm sorry, but Sasha Banks, I don't find her attractive. Dana Brooke? Maybe. Charlotte? Hell no. Becky Lynch? Give or take. Depends on what she looks like on certain weeks. Lana? Yes. Maria Kanellis? Fuck yes. Alexa Bliss? She looks like she's 12. Fuck that. I ain't into little girls. I'm into women. But, yeah, this just fuck it. You know what? Next. Ghostbusters 101, number 4. This was really entertaining. This was fun. I swear, y'all need to, at least give the 2016 Ghostbusters a chance. Sorry if the microphone... Hey, let me see if I can fix the microphone. There. Y'all seriously need to give these girls a chance to see them interacting with the original Ghostbusters. And it's like alternate reality. I like that explanation as to how there's the original Ghostbusters and the current Ghostbusters. I actually like that. And we get to go further into, who's each other's counterpart. And, Melissa McCarthy's character, she seems to be on counter with Egon. Whereas, Aaron Gilbert, she seems to be on par with Ray. Holtzman, I don't know who she's on par with. You could probably say she may be on par with Peter Venkman. Kinda, sorta. But then again, she could be the Egon. She's kind of like a cross between Venkman and Spengler. And of course, Patty's just like Winston because Winston resembles her uncle from their dimension. But yeah, this was very fun, very entertaining. I really enjoyed this as a huge Ghostbusters fan. I really enjoyed this. This is good. And I hope that once this series is wrapped up, that we keep the Ghostbusters comics coming. Keep them going. Keep them going as much as you can. This is really good stuff. I give it a 3.5, close to a 4. Gem and the Holograms Infinite, number 1. Well, Gem and the Holograms Infinite, number 1. This is part 1 of Infinite. This is okay. I think I know where we're going with this. You know, this storyline. You know, we're gonna deal with dimension hopping and everything. Right off the bat, this storyline loses points for originality. There's no originality whatsoever in this storyline. I can tell you right now, from just looking at the first part of the story, zero originality, because this kind of storytelling has been done so many goddamn times. Hell, Ghostbusters is doing it right now. But this, despite its completely no original sense, despite that, it's still entertaining. It's still really good character development, and the interior artwork is really good. I liked how the beginning of the story is building up towards the rest. Very good. The holograms have a solid reason as to why they're going to do what they're going to do. I like it. You established a firm and believable reason for it. Good stuff. I did like that. I give it a 3 or a 3.5. My Little Pony, the movie Prequel, number 1. I thought this was a one-shot. It turns out this is going to be another series or a mini-series or whatever. Okay. But this, all this was introducing us to one of the possible antagonists for the upcoming movie in October. And I like him. He kind of gives me a Deadpool-ish vibe. He really does. You know, pop culture references and fourth wall breaking aside, he's a very entertaining villain. Let me see. His name is the Storm. He's called the Storm King, and he kind of comes off like a Deadpool-ish character, minus the killing and the swearing, and the sex and the fucks and the shits and the unicorns and the masturbating and all that stuff. Think of a My Little Pony equivalent of Deadpool. Well, then again, you got Pinkie Pie, if you think about that. Just think of an evil villain that breaks the fourth wall. I can't compare it to Deadpool, because if I try to compare it to Deadpool, and you say, well, think of a My Little Pony character that's like Deadpool, you got Pinkie Pie. But very, very fun. I did like it. I give it a 3.5. If I explained that well enough. It's like, motherfucker, he conquers a village, and they ask him, why are you conquering us? He said, well, because your town was on my list. Okay. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 71. Damn. Just damn. A once-in-a-generation meeting of family members, and my God, this list of family members that's meeting for this dinner. I didn't know these fuckers were related. Very good stuff. And they have a reason for getting together, and they have a reason to try and coexist, even though there are certain members of this family that can't stand each other. But they have a common goal, a common bond, and blah, blah, blah. And the Turtles don't make an appearance until literally the very end of the book. But I'm not going to spoil how they show up. Damn. Good issue. Very solid. Not the strongest stuff, but I did enjoy it. It gets a 4 out of 5. Alright, let's go on to the DC stack. Starting off with Action Comics number 982. Superman against an army of villains. I mean, you got Mongol, Cyborg Superman, the Eradicator, Metallo, Blank, and General Zod. Just one of these fuckers is strong enough to stand toe-to-toe with Superman. He's got to take on all of them. Oh, and by the way, he's fucking blind. Yeah, that time in that black void over there at Blackgate Prison or Belle Reve, excuse me, Belle Reve, it blinded him. He can't see shit. But luckily, his enemies give him a chance to enhance his other senses to where he can still stand up and hold his own for the most part. But what really interested me was the cliffhanger. I can't spoil it. Good stuff. This was really good. An easy 4 out of 5. Batgirl number 12. If there's only one thing I learned from this issue is that Batgirl has a bat swimming suit. Yeah, 2.5. Just there. Batman 66 meets Wonder Woman 77, number 6 of 6. A fitting conclusion to the story, but it kind of lost me on the pop culture references and the fact that Nightwing didn't really feel like Nightwing. Nightwing for me in this issue felt like Robin in long pants. Because once Bruce Wayne put the cowl back on, Nightwing kind of looked like he reverted back to being Robin. It just didn't work for me. The chemistry between Bruce and Diana was still very well done. The drama that was there between Bruce and Talia, what little we got of it was really telling. You didn't really need to say much to tell that there's something there. And how Batman dealt with Ra's al Ghul, it was fine. Leaves it open for him to come back if they ever want to do more Batman 66 comics. But as a conclusion to the story, I kind of felt like it was a little lackluster. In the very end, Diana's like, maybe we should form a league for our own brand of justice. And I'm like, here you go. Fuck. It is what it is. I'm going to be flat honest. The rest of the story was really good, and we just leave it on a lackluster conclusion. It wasn't bad, but man, it could have been a hell of a lot better than it was. I give it a 3 at the very best. And I'm being fair. I'm being nice. Excuse me. I'm being nice to it. Batman Beyond number 9. All I'll say is that considering how unlikable the character of Damian Wayne is becoming because of books like Teen Titans and Titans and stuff like that, it's easy to understand why he's the new leader of the League of Assassins and everything, why he took Ra's al Ghul's place as the Demon's Head. It's like, if you're gonna do your best to make this character completely unlikable, then why the fuck not have him go in this direction? I'm not buying the whole Bruce Wayne swooping in to help Terry out of this situation, because Bruce is old and decrepit in this series, and I'm not sold on him being the one to swoop in and make the rescue. I'm not sold on it at all. And this issue just kind of left me going, A 2.5, maybe a 3? I don't know. But this issue just didn't work for me. Detective Comics number 959. It's always good to see Zatanna. Even though this issue was more about, Jean Paul and, the stuff with Zatanna in here was very good. I liked it. But it's more or less about Azrael. It's more about Jean Paul, trying to make me give a damn about him. Because honestly, he's my least favorite character out of this, Batman team and everything. I really like Clayface working with Batman. I actually like that. But, the best stuff for me was the stuff with Zatanna. Bar none. That's pretty much all I got for this. Not a bad issue. I'd give it a 3.5. The Flash, number 25. I'm kind of mixed on this one too. We get a reminder, or for those of you who don't know yet, why Eobard Thawne hates Barry Allen. Just sheer petty jealousy. That's pretty much it. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil it because I don't fucking care. The cliffhanger is him pulling Flash's mask off and revealing to Iris that it is indeed Barry Allen. So, what am I supposed to be feeling? I'm not really feeling that much. This wasn't a horrible issue. It's just, after I read it, I was just like, because I feel like we've been here before. I feel like we've done shit like this before. It's like no matter what you do to put Eobard Thawne down, he always ends up coming back. I mean, he's had his neck broken. I've seen him get shot point blank in the fucking head. I've seen him dissolve into nothing, yet he always seems to come back. You just can't get rid of this motherfucker. He's like Michael Cole. No matter how much you wish him away, he just won't go away. 3, the best. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 23. This was really good. I love the stuff with Guy Gardner and Arkillo. This team up between those two alone piques my interest. I really like them. But this issue focused on 2 things. Well, 3 things. 1, Guy and Ark. 2, stuff between Soren and Kyle. And 3, the revelation that we end up seeing by the end of the issue. Everything was on point. Everything was well told, well executed. Just really good stuff. I really dug this issue. I give it a 4. Supergirl being super, number 4. Honestly, this one was just okay. I understand you got a really big blockbuster, team up with them and everything, but this was pretty much just okay at best. I seriously think the artist who worked on this has got a thing for feet. All 4 issues, I kept on seeing close-ups and shots of feet, and it's like, my feet. I mean, what are having a close-up shots of the breasts? Especially, Power Girl's boob window. I kid. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around. But, yeah, it's like, Kara's dealing with this other Kryptonian. He's labeling her a traitor. He refuses to believe that Krypton is gone. She doesn't kill him. She doesn't beat him. He kind of just goes away, so it leaves him open to return, probably in the main Supergirl title. But I thought, as a conclusion, I thought it was just okay. And for a $6 comic, $6 per issue, I want better than okay. I want pretty damn good. So it falls a little flat for me, but I didn't hate it. Just thought it could have been better. I give it a 3. Teen Titans number 9. Planting the seeds of where we're going to go with this team later on down the line. Especially with Kid Flash joining. He's going to go join Deathstroke's team, which I don't care. Let him go join the team. I don't read Deathstroke. If I want to keep up with Wally West with Kid Flash, I'll just read him in the Flash. Damian, still a dick, but he's not as big a dick in here as he was in the Lazarus contract. There is some animosity in there, but what sells this issue is the stuff with Aqualad. Of course, we all know who his dad is. Anybody with a functioning brain cell who read Teen Titans books and read Aqualad before the New 52 happened, before Rebirth happened, I think everybody knew who his dad is. But what sells this is his meeting with his mother, and we learn about what's going on with him and his mom. His mom reveals some pretty big things to him. A decent issue in terms of storytelling and character development. It's just nothing I'm jumping up and down for it with excitement. It is what it is. I give it a 3. We're going to end this with Wonder Woman number 25. I really hope this is not Greg Rucka leaving the title, because I understand issue 26 are starting with a new creative team. I really hope Greg Rucka comes back on this after this, because, man, this was really good. So what do you do with Wonder Woman after she sacrifices the golden lasso? You simply give her another one. But how she comes to this new one, I'm not going to give it away. But what I'd say is that Diana really came off like a different person after it was after it just sinks in and everybody else starts to notice that, hey, your lasso's gone. And Diana just comes off very angry, very resentful, very just grumpy. You know, and this is a character that firmly believes in love and, you know, and all that stuff. And to see her act so grouchy and so grumpy and so angry, it just seems kind of out of place for her. I mean, sure, she's known to lose her temper from time to time, but she's a very loving and very, very trusting type of character. That's who Diana is. So to see her act the way she did in here, it's like, man, somebody give this girl some coffee or something. I mean, damn. But good stuff. And I really dug how she got her second lasso. She has her golden lasso back. I will go ahead and spoil that, but I won't spoil how she got it. Good stuff. Very good. And I thought the issue ended with a nice little aww kind of moment. But it was good. It was good. This was a solid issue. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Maybe consider this my, pick of the week if you want to. So, that's it for this review, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't done it already. I need to do some stuff for Blugoblin X. I'm not going to give up on that channel. Don't forget Arkham Asylum Studio. And don't forget Jennifer's channel, Lenore 2003. And y'all know about the shout-outs in the description below. Y'all know about them. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see y'all later.